Elijah Carlton in. He's coming in from Sean Applegate's gym. He's one of our really good up-and-coming competitors. He competes all the time. He just won the Sapatero. He's down here for the B-League competition. And yeah, super good up-and-coming competitor. I'm sure he'll have some good stuff to show us today.
Cool. Yeah. Thankful to be here. I assume you want to know the Jabroni spin. So let me see, Laura. This is one of my purple belts. Laura.
You probably have to tell them all what that is and everything. So.
Cool. Yeah. So what we're going to be looking at is an inside spin, and I do this from a side guard. All right. So a side guard is basically just a knee elbow connection. All right. I'm just in a supine, and I have a knee elbow connection, and I'm looking for connection to her foot and her shin. Right. So I have a knee elbow connection, then I have connection to her foot and her shin. And the ideal angle I need to hit this is kind of like this. I need her at a bladed stance. If Laura kind of turns into me, right, this spin will no longer work, right? I need her at this bladed stance so we can use, like, sometimes it's just bad footwork, right? Sometimes I'm just sitting here playing a side guard and Laura steps in a staggered stance and I'm able to make it happen, right? But a lot of the times we're using off balances to get her set up in the stance that I need to spin. So I teach it from just like a reverse de la Eva, right? We can use tripod sweeps where I just push her and kick the heel, right? And now she's in the stance that I need. And as you can see, I pummel out my inside hook as she steps back. So if I'm here, she's stepping into me, I kick her away from me, I pummel this out, right? Now I'm looking for grip on the inside of the knee. I'm gonna use my heel to climb her, right? So I just grab, and the whole purpose of this spin is to off balance her and make this leg light, right? So as I come up and invert, all my weight's gonna fall down on the back of the knee. So I come, I invert, and I just drag her really hard, right? What happens is it forces all the weight onto that foot, right? And this leg becomes light. And look at my grips right here. I'm staying on the knee, and I have my forearm, my wrist kind of connected to her shin right here. So I can use like counter forces right here to pull the knee and push the foot, which keeps the knee bent, which is what I need. Once I get underneath, I really just want to make connection to the side of her knee with the inside of my hips, right? That's the appropriate angle that I need to break her off, right? And I want to latch on into that position right off the bat. So whether she just has bad footwork and steps into me, or I off balance her, boom, I pummel to the outside, I climb, I spin, I drag her leg to make it light, right? And now look, I'm just shooting my hips up right into the side of her knee to here, right? And so stay there, right? So if I get the bend in the knee, I just find the bite. A lot of the times if I get the bend in the knee and I find the bite, most of the time what she's gonna do is back step over, right? And I just follow her into a good position like this. The other thing you're gonna see is people straight legging you. These are the two main things that I see when I do this spin, and that kind of determines like which hooks I like to use when I'm in the backside position. All right, the strength when I'm in any kind of inside spin or anything like this, I'm shooting my legs up. The strength of the 411 is gonna be a frame, right? So if I was able to bend her knee and get the bite and she back steps, the strength here using the 411 would be the frame, her fighting my hands, right? But if I spin underneath and I can't bend the knee, I have to start using 50-50 hooks. I have to, right? So if I spin underneath right here and I can't bend her knee and get her foot off the mat so I can find the bite, I have to start coming through and using these type of hooks to bend the knee and then find the bite, right? And a lot of times you might trap somebody in these kind of modified backside positions, or she's able to free her leg again and back step, but I just stomp it to the mat and create a frame in front of us. So there's a lot of variables that go into the spin and like what it can end up looking like. And then there's a third one too I'll show you, and it's where what's gonna happen is that I don't spin all the way through because she just kind of creates a light leg for me and just kind of like leaves it out here like this and straight legs it. So when I spin, she's kind of just gonna fall to a knee and make this leg light. And what I do is I just pull the bite right to my armpit, right? Overhook grip to the bite, and then I'll just spin right back. Right? I have a lot of footage of me hitting this. And those are the three things that you're gonna see, right? If you understand like the three variables of what is happening, you can adapt and make it work for you, right? But most of the time, if I hit this successfully, I'm putting a lot of momentum into my spin and a lot of weight on the back of her knee when I pull it back down, right? So when I climb and I fall, really using these grips to push the foot. So this grip right here pushes the foot, and this one pulls the knee. So I climb, I pull and I push, I find the bite, and I just end up in a 411 right here. Sometimes your feet might end up in like weird positions. It doesn't really matter. Like once I have the bite, I don't really care about my leg entanglement at that point. I finish a lot from here, I finish from here, finish from here, here, here. It doesn't really matter, right? If you don't know the different leg entanglements right here, don't even worry about it, right? So what we'll start off doing, I know that's a lot, but what we'll start off doing is just setting up the off balance. All right, so we're here in reverse de la Hiva. She's gonna step into me a little bit. All right, so I'm just gonna push off the hip and catch the foot. All right, she steps over it. I pummel this foot out. I start reaching for the knee, climbing, yanking, finding the bite as she spins over. So one more time.
And that spin is called something. What is that called?
The Jabroni spin.
Okay.
It's kind of like a false reap, right? But the false reap doesn't give you the heel exposure that this gives, right? When I false reap, this leg is stuck on the inside, obviously, right? So when I come in false reap, once I should be able to have this heel exposure because I spun to the inside, but the time it takes me to pull this out and start looking for the bite, she's already turning away from me, right? The false reap definitely can be used for good positioning, right? You can finish people here, but in my experience, good people are always turning away from you. And the false reap can lead you into positions like if they're already turning away from you and stuff, you can start coming up and chasing the back and doing stuff like that. But the difference here is that there's nothing blocking my heel exposure right off the bat. That's why you see me get such quick finishes on people, because the second I spin to the inside, that heel exposure has been made and I'm capturing it and I'm on it right off the bat. From here and there. One more time. And again, like I said, you can set this up, you can get really quick reps on this of just like playing like this. You can use the off balance from the tripod sweep, or you can just play with your partner right here in a side guard. And she steps in, as soon as she steps in, I'm in. All right, you see this grip on that? I have on the knee too. I keep that the whole time. This keeps her knee pointed into me so she can't hide the heel and slip it as well. You see me get a lot of finishes one-handed right here. Keeping the grip right here, using a false grip and just pinning her foot to the mat, and then just bridging. One more time. And off balance, pummel to the outside, spin, drag, find the bite, take the break. Any questions at all on that? I know that's a lot, but just focus on the spin and really focus on making that leg light. If I can bend, the priority here is to bend the knee. If I can bend the knee through my spin, I'll accept the 411, right? The 411 is fine. If I can't bend the knee, I start putting in backside 50-50 hooks. Any questions?
Can you just show the roll like 3 more times?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's go ahead and do roll for every time. One more slow.
Make sense? Cool. 1, 2, 3.